Hi, my name is Barry Crampton. Today I want to talk to you about the little book of EV myths. The first thing I noticed when I read it, it was published in April. It was kind of already out of date. Auto Trader also report that electric cars are now the fastest selling fuel type on their site, selling in 25 days compared to 31 days for combustion cars. In February 2024, the SMMT reported that sales of used battery electric vehicles almost doubled, up by 90%. Again, 90%. If you actually put it in numbers, you'd think, yawn. That's the way they have to report things that aren't very big in percentages. What I really want to talk about is pollution and the lens these EV people go to say that the cars are cleaner, that they produce less tyre particulates, that they produce less brake particulates. And I've kind of broached on the subject before, certainly about brakes and iron oxide and disc going rusty and that sort of thing. But let's just go down again, my favourite person, the battery dock. I mean, here, the mining of materials for EV batteries is very bad for the environment. Do yourself a favour, read Cobalt Red. It's harrowing, absolutely harrowing. And if you can't be bothered reading, watch the guy, Siddharth, I can't remember his second name, watch him on YouTube. I'll try and remember to cut a link in. But when he's telling the story, he's nearly crying. You know, so either he's a very, very good actor, or his book's very true and as I say, harrowing. It made me think twice, to be fair. And then they'll say, oh well, you know, they use lithium in the desulfurization of petrol. Yeah, it's a tiny amount, absolute tiny amount, and most of it's recoverable, apparently, from what I've read. Here we go. EV tyres cause high levels of particulate pollution. All vehicle tyres wear and leave nanoparticles of rubber in the atmosphere and rubber particulates on road surfaces. The question is, are EVs more prone to wearing out their tyres because of their increased battery weight? In 2021, the RAC commissioned a report by Dr. Ewan McTurk that concluded their tyre wear is determined more by driving style than weight, and that fleets found that their EVs wore their tyres down at a broadly similar rate to ICE cars. Anecdotal data from EV owners and high mileage EV taxi firms also report normal rates of tyre wear compared to combustion cars. A recent post by Michael Hamilton on LinkedIn said with some irony, as someone working in part of the tyre industry, I can only say that we are waiting to see the massive demand growth this drastic tyre wear will presumably generate. Oh, how we laughed. Guffaw, guffaw. I mean, just if you look through the MOTs, the amount of splits in tyres, in EV tyres, it's unreal. The amount of warnings, uneven wear. But I'm going to take you through some. The CEO of ProHire Group in the UK said simply, the tyre wear is the same as the equivalent diesel. Scientific research is certainly needed to properly establish EV tyre particulate pollution, but for context, a Range Rover weighs 2.7 tonnes and no one is complaining about the tyre pollution from SUVs. Well, me certainly not. So tyre wear. You've got Quentin saying his tyres last 40,000 miles, his back tyres were, was it his back tyres or his front tyres? Might have been his front tyres, didn't need replacing. And then you saw his MOT. I've showed you his MOT before. So I started to look into this tyre particulate wear and 40,000 miles and people like this. They've employed a battery dock to look into, a battery dock who is employed to speak about EVs, who has, what's his firm called? The Plug Life, that was it, EVA Scotland, Plug Life Television, LinkedIn Consultant, Battery Electrochemist, Plug Life Consulting, deep dive into emerging EV battery technology, are EV batteries safe? So you get the idea. He's on the Fully Charged show, speaker details, EV infrastructure, Electric Vehicle Summit and Expo 2024. Do you think he's going to come up with something that's negative for EVs when that's basically his job? I saw something on the internet, and it was something like 99% of all scientists agree that they don't want the funding taken away. that's it basically. Whoever funds them, they're going to find. So here we go. This report was produced in 2022, March 2022, and do electric vehicles produce more tyre and brake pollution? So he's looked at brakes there, but we're going to do that later on. I mean, that's just rubbish. 100,000 mile for brake discs, just absolute garbage. It just doesn't happen. Anyway, or 1 in a million it might happen, but you can't use 1 in a million as a typical example. That just isn't fair. So another source of particulate matter pollution from EVs is from tyres. As the tread on tyres wears down, tiny nanoparticles of rubber are cast off onto the road and into the atmosphere near ground height. A press release by Emissions Analytics suggested that particulate matter pollution from car tyre wear can be 1,000 times higher than car exhaust emissions. Now that would be something, wouldn't it? So, say for instance EVs produce more tyre particulates than a nice car produced exhaust fumes. That would be bad, wouldn't it? It would be really bad. So they can't find that. Now I want to also draw your attention to this car, this Renault Zoe in the picture. You will see that the car that the RAC have chose to illustrate tyre wear has actually got a get you home spare wheel on. So there's something wrong with the front tyre in the photo of their RAC's tyre propaganda and Ewan McTurk's. Nobody picked that up, obviously, except me. And it goes on, and basically it's all garbage. This is, however, a worst case scenario, a crucial point that is not mentioned in the press release and which has consequently led to the 1,000 times higher than car exhaust emissions finding being widely reported in the media. Furthermore, Cleveland's mobile high mileage cross-country electric vans show that the tyre lifespan of front-wheel drive EVs can be just as good as petrol or diesel cars. James notes that his MG5 EV, which is only 4 months old, is approaching 20,000 miles on the clock and all tyres have plenty of tread left on them. A veteran mechanic with an accurate judgment of component wear and remaining lifespan, James reckons he'll get 30 to 35,000 miles out of all 4 tyres. I don't think that's any big deal, to be fair. Up and down the motorway, not braking, you know, I can't see any problem. Additionally, many tyre manufacturers are developing special tyres for electric vehicles which provide greater efficiency and less wear without sacrificing grip. This includes both big name tyre brands and new companies like Enzo that have been set up specifically to tackle pollution from tyres. So these are these low MU tyres. I mean, that's the report by the battery doc, and that, bear in mind, the Little Book of EV Myths came out April 2024. That was the report they used was March 2022. This is quite funny because 19th of July 2023, before the Little Book of EV Myths came out, shocking MOT statistics reveal EV tyres are 40% more likely to fail compared to petrol cars. Well, why do you think that is then? Because the EV owners are stupid, they never check the tyres, because people keep telling them they're going to last 40,000 miles. What's the point in checking them? My car's not done 40,000 miles. I'll wait till I get to 35,000 and check them. By then, you've got ply cords sticking out. You've got $2,500 per wheel potential fine. You've got an MOT fail. You've got an endorsement for each tyre. So a new report from the Institute, blah, 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 40% more likely to... The IMI has attributed the figures on the greater average weight of EVs compared to other vehicles. Oh, so this is after Ewan's report. So that's what they've attributed. But a Range Rover weighs 2.7 and nobody's worried about that. Concerningly, for EV drivers, the report also found that the overall MOT failure rate for newer EVs was higher than their petrol vehicle equivalents. The report analysed data from 2021, and the AMI said that its research found EVs failed more on dangerous items than petrol vehicles. But EVs don't need as much maintenance or servicing as petrol and diesel cars, but yet 3-year-old, they fail on dangerous. I can't believe it. The Department for Transport data from 2015 to 2018 revealed that 46% of EV MOT failures caused by tyres. Over the same time period, only 32% of MOT failures could be attributed to tyres for petrol cars. Now imagine how many more petrol cars there are on the road needing MOTs than there are. So that is absolutely ridiculous. Steve Nash, CEO of the IMI, said most electrics are electric versions of petrol and diesel, so they're relatively heavy, and it doesn't really matter what you do with different tyre mixes, they are simply going to wear tyres more. Yet, the little book of EV myths, if we just go down to the bottom here, there we go, Fair Charge 2024. If we go to the top, the RAC look, fully charged show. But yet they've chosen to include the information from a previous report to the one that's damning on EVs as far as safety issues and tyres. Why do you think that is? Why would you think that is? Right, let's just go over here. Quentin, 40,000 miles you say. There you go. That car's done 3,258 miles. That's the tyre. We go to the next one. $12,000 mile. Look at the brake disc. Next one. 15,000 mile. Offside tyre has bulge. Safety critical. That's off an MOT. There you go. 15,146 miles. $35,000 miles. Look at the discs on that. BMW i3S. There you go. 20,756 miles. Near side front tyre has ply cords exposed. Not 40,000 miles, is it? So where do you think those tyre particulates have gone off that at 20,000 miles? Near ground level, you know, little dogs, little children walking along the road. EV goes past. Oh, tyre particulates. Dead. The funny thing is though, I mean, near side front tyre has ply cords exposed, near side rear tyre worn close to legal limit, offside rear tyre worn to legal limit. What does he do? He just replaces the front two. Then on his next MOT, this is how stupid EV drivers are. That's what they're saying, they fail on dangerous items because EV drivers are obviously stupid. There can't be any other reason. You failed an MOT, you take it in next year, you had an advisory last year for the offside rear tyre and the near side rear tyre. Next year, offside rear tyre, tread depth below requirements of 1.6 millimetres. You know, just next one. Does that look like it's going to last 40,000 mile? And that's 17,862 mile. Then we go another one, Tesla, 20,685 mile. Near side front tyre has a bulge, near side rear tyre worn, offside rear tyre worn, near side rear tyre slightly damaged, offside rear tyre damaged. So what does he do? He just replaces the one that's got a bulge and leaves the rest for the next MOT. You see there, can you see the edge of the tyre? That is, this is when he sold it a few months later. He's not done anything about it, and you can actually see the ply cords coming through. Next one. Don't forget, according to EV shills, these do 40,000 miles on a set of tyres and 100,000 miles on a set of discs and pads. But according to the MOT inspectors, they don't. At 16,493 miles, tyres slightly damaged, cracking or perishing, all four sidewalls. The next year, they're still, well actually it's 2 years later, he's obviously not used it from COVID, but they're still cracking. The year after that, they're still cracking. Guess what? Year after that, still cracking. The guy would rather have a blowout than put his hand in his pocket, spend some money. Tesla Model S, 24,423 miles. Rear brake pads wearing thin, but they last 100,000 miles. It's not unusual to see an EV at 100,000 miles still with the original equipment, discs and pads on. It's not unusual. 24,000 miles. It is unusual, isn't it? Next one. Look at the wheels. What do you think that brown stuff is on the wheels? If it's not brake dust, it's iron oxide, because the disc rust, when you do have to use the disc, it flails off all the iron oxide. At ground level, little doggies, little kids, lung full of iron oxide, which causes respiratory, easy for me to say, respiratory problems. So that done 10,000, there you go, 10,250 miles. I mean, it's just garbage. It's absolute garbage. $19,600 miles, cutting the edge. Look at the disc. Look at the edge of the tyre. And oh look, rich EVs have regenerative brakes, so pad disc wear is vastly less than ice. Not unusual to see EVs with factory discs and pads at 100,000 miles. No peer-reviewed data to suggest the wear is greater than ice. Well, actually, Quentin, RAC, my Tesla's still on factory front tyres at 40,000 miles. Rears changed at 39,000. 35, changed them at 39. It was warned. Its tyres at 35,600 were down to 1.6 millimetre on the edge. And then later, near side front tyres ply cords exposed. And he's addressing a select committee. See, as I say, even tyres with a lot of tread on. Look at that. There's plenty of tread on that. There's like 4 milli there. But cracked at the edge. Look at them. All four of them. Here we go, 14,000 mile. Near side front tyre. depth below 1.6 millimeters. And these are cars for sale. I've not cherry picked these like they do, like they cherry pick the ones that have done 40,000 mile. These were just for sale. I just got them off Auto Trader and Motorway and CarWow. They're for sale. 14,947. Offside front service brake, excessively fluctuating. Near side rear service brake, binding but not excessively. Near side rear brake disc worn, pitted or scored. So what do you think happens when your brakes are dragging? Not a good thing, is it? Electronic parking brake defective. Kia Soul, 22,000 mile. Oh, there we go. The car in Luton car park fire was an EV. Well, it wasn't an EV, it was a diesel. So they've just cherry picked that one. They'd never mention the ferry fires or the other fire the other day. Was it in Seoul car park? I mean, I'm not even telling you not to buy an EV. They're great. John's not here today. He's gone to pick one up. I'll probably end up driving it because they're brilliant for me. I just live 4 miles up the road. They're absolutely fantastic. Couldn't be any better. Save me a fortune. I can charge from here. Never have to go to a public charger. Never have to pay 85p a kilowatt. They're fantastic. So I'm not telling you not to buy an EV. I'm just telling you not to fall for the bullshit. It will be an exceptional case where a car or an EV will do 100,000 miles on a set of discs. It will be an exceptional case when it will do 40,000 miles on the tyres. Don't fall for the bullshit. Keep checking your tyres. Check your brakes. Stay safe. Don't listen to these idiots. They're just paid shills. They're just trying to get more people to buy EVs, and they will say anything to do it. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Ta-da.